This past year has been strenuous and many industries have been hit hard during shutdowns. But some industries have thrived amid the pandemic, namely the pot industry. Last year, recreational weed sales almost doubled what we saw the year before, topping $1 billion in the state for the first time. But there is still quite a bit people don't know about cannabis and its usefulness. And with the unofficial pot holiday right around the corner, it's the topic of this week's Willamette Week cover story. Joining us today to talk about the article is Anna Symonds, Education Director at East Fork Cultivars and one of the experts interviewed for the issue. Thanks so much for being here, Anna. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So what are some of the biggest misconceptions people still have about marijuana?
Well, there are a lot of unscientific stigmas hanging around, and some of that has to do with the war on drugs propaganda, frankly, that so many of us are familiar with from our childhoods. And really, the research is showing that the cannabis plant has a lot of medical benefits and wellness benefits in the body. So it's not your brain on drugs, it's your brain thriving with plants.
So let me ask you this. This is a question we hear from people. Is there a safest method for consuming marijuana, whether it's smoking, edibles, or vaping?
Well, it really depends on the person, but there are considerations for all of those methods. Importantly, there is research showing that there is no long-term association with smoking cannabis and lung cancer. So that's very important to know. It's not comparable to smoking tobacco. As far as edibles go, many people enjoy them, but be careful about your dosage. Like they say, start low and go slow. And with vaping, you know, that has been in the news for some really bad products that are out there that had to do with the additives. And so with that, you really want to make sure you're doing your research to make sure that you're only buying from companies who are very stringent about their product quality and manufacturing.
What should people know if they are just deciding to try marijuana products for the first time?
Well, they are a lot more sophisticated than they used to be. You know, the bud itself, flower, is still a really classic, tried and true way to enjoy the plant. But there are all kinds of products that you can dabble in, you know, from bath salts to topicals, all kinds of delicious edibles, and everything in between. So it doesn't have to be something where you're getting heavily intoxicated. It can be more like having a glass of wine and just relaxing a little. It's all about finding the right product that's giving you the experience you want.
All right, Anna, that's all the time we have. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. You can read the entire article in the latest edition of Willamette Week. It is on newsstands now or online at wweek.com.